Our valedictorian for this afternoon's graduation ceremony is Miss Sabrina Tinkran, who is graduating top of her cohort with a double major in linguistics and Spanish and with a final grade point average of 3.96.
Hi everybody, hola a todos and welcome to our channel. Me llamo Reginita, my name is Reginita, and as you can see from the title, we are going to have an interaction with someone special, and she'll be telling us about her journey. She had studied Spanish in the University of Ghana, and through that she rose up to the level of a valedictorian for the 2021 group. Yes.
Our valedictorian for this afternoon's graduation ceremony is Miss Sabrina Tinkran, who is graduating top of her cohort with a double major in linguistics and Spanish and with a final grade point average of 3.96. Let us hear our valedictorian, Miss Sabrina Tinkran.
Madam Chancellor, Madam Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Provost, Dean, fellow graduates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm highly honored to have the singular privilege to deliver the valedictorian speech for this session.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, aquí tenemos Sabrina.
Hello.
Yes, so welcome Sabrina.
Thank you for having me.
We are so excited to have you here. This had been a long struggle getting us, for this video.
Yes,
yeah. So thank you for making the time.
Thank you too for having me.
Yes. So guys, she's going to be telling us about her journey. She's going to narrate her Spanish learning experience with us and how she rose to the level of a valedictorian, and tell us some benefits. She's going to tell us her experience in Spain for the year abroad program for 1 year, and a few other exciting things. So guys, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the notification, and do all of this stuff. Yes, thank you very much. Right, so we are interested. We want to know how it all began.
Wow,
yes.
I get asked this question a lot since January. I've been getting how it all started, and I think wrapping my head around the whole thing is very hard, and getting like a legit storyline for people is because today you told someone this, the other day say okay, it was true, maybe studying at the library, but it's just, first of all, by the grace of God, I want to say that we need to give glory to whom is due. So it's God. Yes, so those out there DMing me about their degrees and this, if God does not will it to you, it will never happen. So my journey to becoming the valedictorian for class of 2021 also began in 2016 when we all gained admission to University of Ghana to study linguistics, Spanish and French. And from the jump, I fell in love with linguistics because it was very intriguing. They challenge you. You research on things that you're like, oh, okay, this thing existed. So aside being able to speak French already and also learning a new language, Spanish, I realized, okay, linguistics, I'm going to stick to it, but what about French and Spanish? I was like, okay, French is giving me the grade, so what do I do? Spanish is not, because one lecturer was just my friend. So guess what? Spanish was the one bringing me down. But I was like, I like Spanish because the kind of care and attention they give to you, you don't get it in the French department.
Exactly.
I'll be honest with you. In the Spanish department, the attention and then the focus is on the student. But I think it has to do with the number, because in French there are about 200 plus or maybe a lot. They are more than Spanish. So you getting a T or a particular teacher to focus on you and then say, hey, you didn't do your assignment, you didn't do this, tutorials, you don't come, you get -2. You don't get that. But Spanish, they're on your neck. So it's like they're forcing the language on you. And then at the end of the 4 years, if you really stood by the training discipline, you emerge successfully and be able to speak the language. So I stuck to Spanish and linguistics and said, okay, let me drop French. For now, maybe in the near future I'll go back to it, which I'm not going to. Yes, because as you progress, you find new interests in some languages like Portuguese, Italian, and like, okay, French, German. Yes, and you say, okay, French should stick at the side for now. Okay, someday, I don't know when, 50 years later we'll see. So that's what I did, and then I want to say thank you. I said thank you to God. Thank you again to Franklina.
Hi, Franklina. She was at tea, right?
Yes. She's my best tutor. I like that lady so much because the kind of attention she gave to me, it's not because I was sitting somewhere and then she was coming to me, but I went to her and I was like, hey, won't this girl really shut me down and sack me? Because I felt like it's a worry, because if I were in her shoes, I'd be like, why is this girl always asking me questions and coming to me? But she had the patience and then the humility to go through everything with me. So you realize when you check my transcript, from level 100 to 200, it was total mess. But when she came into the scene in 300, things started becoming better. Straight A's since 300 to 400, because she will make you believe that you can do it.
So please be seeing your TAs. Very important. How she got to that stage, a TA was part of the journey, so it's very important.
And I think she was the second person aside my parents that I told I was a valedictorian. And she was so happy. I was like, you made this possible. You made me believe that I could do it. So that's what happened. And then 300, 400, the grading system changed. Straight A's in 300, straight A's in 400, because she did that. So aside my TAs, I believe also the discipline you attach to learning. If you want to make it in something, don't say that you'll be sleeping. No. I had this roommate called Sandra Akins, Sandra, and Sandra will always say that you're very resilient. How can you go to the library from morning and come back at 12? Who does that? I was like, you don't know. I'm like, I realized that the course that we do, if you don't stand out, it's very hard to get the attention that way. I was not even looking at valedictorian, but I was like, nah, I need to get the grades. And when people see it, they'll be like, oh wow, you've done well. Because I knew this is a big school, and people are coming with 3.98 and things. I'm like, no. You can't be kind of like, I didn't even consider it. But I was thinking that I want people to see my transcript and be like, wow, you've done it. Like, they appreciate the effort I put into it. So I was very resilient, and that's who I am. If I want something, I make sure I put in the work.
Goal oriented, result oriented.
In the work. Sometimes you think I'm mad. I'm like, the moment the people realize I was a valedictorian, they are like, oh wow, I should go and pay homage to the linguistics library, because I am always there. And up to now, when I go there, the first time I went there after the graduation and all of that, the secretary for the department was like, hey, I saw you, and then she told the HOD that this girl, she deserves it, because she's always at the department learning. I was like, that's one thing that makes me excited, because people will not say, oh, she was a valedictorian because she slept. It's an easy course. And all of that, but you put in the amount of the same thing. If you want to become you want to take a position in, how do you call it, in the church, you don't say you don't go for church meetings and then you sleep and then you wake up and then already the president of the denomination. It will never happen. I don't think anyone will give the president of maybe Noops, Legon or Pensa to someone who never shows up for midweek. It will never happen. The guy that you see packing the chairs in level 100, staying to 11 p.m., even though he or she has something to learn, that person is the one they are going to give the job to. The discipline. I'm saying that if I am given a different course to do, the same discipline I attach with will you the result. It's not about it being easy or it being difficult. It's about how dedicated you are to your craft.
Sabrina also receives another prize, and that is the Power Kwesi Yankee Prize for the best graduating Bachelor of Arts students. And we ask Mr. Abna Yankee to please present the award. And for this, Sabrina receives a cash prize, a certificate, and a trip to Dubai. I see something in a package. Is that the laptop? Yeah, Sabrina also gets a laptop. Congratulations.
Right, I think this is when we move into the Dubai experience thing, you know. So yeah, share with us what were some of
God really used me in Dubai. I'm like, going to Dubai was not about me. Let me say this. was about blessing other people. So people think I'm going to Dubai. It's true, people go there to have fun and enjoy and what have you, but I think I went there for a purpose. I was like a connection to someone's blessing, which I'll explain. So one of the awards was the Dubai package. Aside many other cash prizes and many other pillowcases I won. I won't mention names or anything, but you should realize that it's a lot. So those of you who want to win same, it's good. It's a good feeling, and then it will increase your net worth. So I'll say that. And so in Dubai, when I got to Dubai, I was sharing a room with this lady, and apparently the lady works at the vice president's office. So you know, money is not a problem for those people because it's our money that's spending it. So we were supposed to go on a yacht trip, and apparently the girl was like, I should do makeup. So I was like, okay, then let's do the makeup. By the time that she realized that I didn't have makeup on, it was too late. So when she was done with makeup, the other people were going with had already left. So we then had to take a taxi, and over there we didn't have dirhams, their currency. So I was having dollars, and she was having pounds. And she said since dollars is lower than pounds, I should use my dollars. So I took like $20 that night, and then we were going. So when we were going, I think the taxi driver went to stop at a different venue. I heard they have 2 yacht venues. So the people were going were at the other place. So when we stopped, we're like, okay, the money, if we should spend the other 10, that means they are walking back. So let's just find a way and meet them, and then we can come together with the bus or whatever. So we're walking. We walked. That day I walked. I've never. I've walked in Dubai, and the heat in Dubai.
Wow.
Dubai is like, I don't know if because we went during summer, but never go to Dubai in August, September, October. Never go to Dubai in this period. Otherwise, you will not enjoy. Go around this time when it's cold, because the whole country feels like there's a canopy over the country. You see when you sit under a canopy in the hot season, no air passing anywhere. So you don't see people outside walking like that. Any shop, you can see just a toffee.
Is it hotter than Ghana?
Oh, it's hotter.
We know Ghana is hot.
Dubai is hotter, I think, because it's a desert in the first place, and they are trying to modernize it. But you can't beat nature. A desert will always be a desert. So even when you go to these are shops, coffee shops and or whatever, they have air conditions in those shops. So I was like, if you're in Ghana and you want to migrate to Dubai, Qatar, if you have a skill of fixing air condition, you get a job. Because every shop has air conditioning. Because it's too hot outside. People just enter the shop just to look around because it's too hot. So we were walking, and then the paint and the heat. Because when heels, we didn't take slippers. You're like just going to
heels
and then walk. We didn't think of walking back. That's the thing. So we just walked, and then we met this guy. We were looking for a place to change that $10 because we realized that the taxi driver did that short journey, and then he took $10. It didn't make sense. So we were just walking, and we met this Ghanaian guy. And then the Ghanaian guy was like, oh, why are you going to? I'm going to this hotel and all of that. And then the guy was like, oh, he can take us there. So we're walking with this guy, asking this guy what you do and what have you. He's like, oh, he cleans cars for some few, like their money, let's say pesos. So we realized that's what. So when the cars come to park in front of the shop, he's the one who cleans it. He's a Ghanaian, and he has been in Dubai for like 2 years. But he was supposed to stay for 1 year because his contract has ended. First of all, he's illegal now, and if he should leave, he's going to pay extra money. And he doesn't have that money, so he's like hooked up in the country. So we're going, and then we're talking, and then finally we saw a taxi, and then we're like, we'll take your number because you helped us. And then he even paid with his last man. That was his last man. He opened his purse that day, and then he gave the taxi driver the whole money. We're like, oh, why is he even doing that? Like, oh, don't worry, we should go. He trusts us that we'll come back and pay him later. So the friend of mine took his number. But fortunately, the number didn't add up when we go back to our hotel. We tried calling him. We're confirming from other people, is this a Dubai number or something is wrong with our phone? Because the girl felt so bad that someone has given his last to us, and for 2 days we can't even reach out. So the girl was disturbing me. So I went, let's go. I'm like, let's go where it's hot. Because so most of the trip, I was always in the bathtub or in the pool because the heat is too much. So the girl is like, let's go. And I'm like, let's go away. The guy will be fine. He's working, it's okay. So I finally gave up and then went with him. Whereby we got lost again. We took taxi again. Oh my god. We took taxi and then the taxi driver went to drop us at like the other side of where we're supposed to. And then the other side has this it's a big marketplace that we ended up going around till we met a Ghanaian again. I don't know how Ghanaians identify each other, but they went to see someone from Ghana, you see the person. So the girl was like, this man driving this cart, he was is it a hotel valley or whatever. And then the man was like, oh, move free Ghana. You know that he was like, yeah, free Ghana. Oh. And he said, oh, move
Ghanaians everywhere we go.
Oh, say I build shop now. Oh, so where does this a fat boat? I was like, boat? Okay. So we took the boat and then we crossed the other side. When we got there, now I could see clearly the directions we took to meet the guy. So we started walking. Oh God, I remember the walking I walked. We walked, and then we went to the side the guy was supposed to wait. When we got there, he was not there. And then the girl started, oh God, what is it? I'm like, relax, we'll meet the person. I didn't understand what God was there at that point. And then I met, before that day we met the guy, there was this Nigerian that we bonded with. So I was like, oh God, where this boy is? He's like, oh, what no day? Oh, so he go for house, he go bed. Apparently there's a single room that they are sharing, all the Ghanaians and Nigerians, because they are all illegal all over, they don't have proper jobs and they are sharing that room. So like, can you call him for us? So he called the guy.
Not everyone you think is in Dubai is having fun.
No,
in Dubai, so
some are suffering.
Don't get deceived, and sometimes stay in your country and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, don't worry, no matter what. So he called the guy, and then the guy was like, what? Where I was seeing the guy running. I was like, why is this boy running? I didn't understand all these things. So the guy was running. I was like, oh, that was his last money he gave to us. And apparently today, the day we met him, is his birthday. Wow. And then the girl has link. She has the link. She works with the vice president, and then she knows the foreign minister too. And then she made calls for him to get a job at Ghana's embassy in Dubai.
Wow.
I was like, oh my god.
I
wasn't this sad. I didn't get to go to the yacht party, and I was like, no, it's fine.
Just fine.
It's fine. I'm satisfied.
Wow.
The girl, the way I'm like, who's praying for you? That person prayed for me too. Like, the girl was so restless in the room. You could feel like she needed to do this. So she's like, and he was saying that, oh.
And he gave his last, right?
He gave his last. I was like, wow.
There are so many lessons I think you are learning from
that
day, sharing.
That day we were like, we won't leave him. He should go with us to our hotel. So he followed us to our hotel. He was like, hey, we live in another Nigerian. And then we spoke about his situation to the other people we went on the trip with. They all brought out stuff they came with just to give to him, because these people are rich people already. They don't need most of the things they brought. If it's clothes, and bear in mind they are gone for shopping too, so they were just gifting the boy. Like so many. The guy was even overwhelmed. Like, and then apparently to get his papers he needed 10,000 Ghana cedis. So the girl and myself contributed a little, and then we did that. But we were advised not to do so. We're like, oh, it's nothing. Like what he has done, you just take the money. Because apparently you need to get a job, and then getting the papers will be easier because the company themselves will work out all those things. So I was just asking them, who is praying for you in Ghana? Because that person is really hard at praying. Because how do you think, like the thing? Okay, I was like, how? Just random person. Some were selling water on the roadside. Can you imagine Dubai, advanced country like that? Ghanaians or Nigerians selling water by the roadside because someone said, an agency in Ghana said, I'm taking you to Qatar or Dubai to go and work. And it's just a contract. That's what people don't understand. It's just 1 year. So after the 1 year, if you don't have a plan 2 or whatever, plan B, you become what? Basa. You can't come back because when you come back, what's
the expectations are too many on you.
Boga has nothing. So that's the issue. I was like, it was so, that was the highlight of my trip. People think, oh, it's because I went to the safari, the desert road, the camel. I'm like, all these things you can do it. But at that point I feel like God needed to bless this boy. I was like, no, you today you not go for your yacht trip. I was like, it's okay. So I was very happy we were able to help the boy. The boy is established now.
Wow.
And we told him that if he gets settled, he should help the other people to also like find jobs and whatever. There are lots in Dubai struggling in whatever.
I don't know about you watching this video right now, but I mean, there are so many things I am personally learning from the things she's sharing. Wherever you find yourself, wherever God placed you in, there is something I believe God wants you to do over there. So you need to pay attention to the environment and what God wants you to do, so that He uses you to bless other people, or whatever assignment He has for you, you are able to fulfill it. So guys, don't take this for granted. Anywhere you find yourself, just try to know what God wants you to do at that particular moment. Thank you so much for sharing this experience with us. It has blessed me.
Yes.
And also the fact that you should give out whatever, because if the guy didn't give his last, it was actually his last. If he didn't give it out, I don't think the lady will be restless, and it will lead to all of these things
I
happening.
felt like I was even blocking the boy's blessings. The one was very stubborn. I was like, I will not go out. I'm not going to work this working again just to find someone. But the girl, like, I can't sleep. When she wakes up, it's just that she keeps talking about it. But he said, okay, let's go. We went, and then look at what God did.
This is just about God, because even for the lady to and you to feel restless, that restlessness, I believe it didn't just happen like that. So I think there's so much to learn in this experiences she's sharing with us. Thank you so much. It's been
I had to also give up a lot, because it means that the money I was giving to have fun, it means I had to cut down some of the fun, because of course someone needs help and then you have to give to the person. So it's a lot of things. Like when you understand what God is doing, you're like, it's okay. Dubai will be there forever. You can always come back and even get better.
So in your blessing, you're also blessing someone else.
Yes, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yes. So the fun part was, Dubai is, I don't know, but they are very advanced. And I was like, I wish their leaders would just come and colonize us. To say for just something.
That's just on a lighter note, right?
Yes. Okay. But when you go on tours and you see how they plan their country, you realize that they'll tell you this is old Dubai. And you look at old Dubai like this is old. What is new? The hotel I was living in, I sent a video of the hotel room and everything to friends. My friends thought it's a 5-star hotel. I was like, this is a 3-star. Their 3-star hotel is like ours at 7, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if there's 7 or 10 star.
I see.
Because they have, I think they are the only country that has a 7-star hotel. I think so. We got to see the dancing fountain. When I heard of dancing fountain, I was like, okay, how is a fountain dancing? Apparently, it's just a music, and then you see how the fountain, like the water comes up. So just different outlets, and then the water is just dancing, moving to the rhythm of the song.
Oh, okay.
Really, people just travel like from every place to just come and see a fountain dancing. Like, okay. I'm not too fancy, and you see a lot of things. There's so many things. Museum of the Future. They have a plan as to like 10 years, 5 years. Very soon they're even going to replace people, nurses and things with robots. That's their plan. You go to the Museum of the Future, they're like, this is what they want to do. You come and see some rudeness sitting behind the desk and telling you write your name. It's a machine. And I think even their police stations, local police stations, is computerized. In the sense that you don't see policemen like Legon Police Division. No, it's machine. When you go and log in your complaints, and then they forward it to the headquarters. That's where the people are. But your local areas and this is a building with machine. Like, wow.
So I think that Ghanaians or Africans, when we get the opportunity to go outside to these advanced countries, let's learn from the things we see, and then when we come back, we can try to implement some of their strategies and ideas. I believe it will help us. So thank you.
Next, we have the Viral and Peruvian Embassy Prize for the best graduating student in Spanish. To do us the honors, we have Mr. Abel Cadenas Tupia and Mr. Sam Zaka. The prize winner is Sabrina Tenkrang. To receive a cash prize and a certificate.
guys, it's still Spanish with Rahimita right here on the channel, and we still have Sabrina with us sharing her beautiful experience with us. So don't forget to subscribe if you have not done that yet. The notification bell is down there. Also click on it so that you don't miss out on any video at all we upload. Right, so we want to quickly move to the final part of the video and then we'll wrap up. And so we want you to briefly share with us your challenges, the challenges you faced when you were studying Spanish, and then so the Spanish students can learn something from them, how you were able to overcome them, how you were able to maneuver your way around all of them.
Okay, so some of the challenges I've had learning the language. I think basically I personally have my personal struggles aside academia or what have you. Sometimes your personal struggles will hinder you from being your best at anything you are doing. So for instance, I remember talking about this with Regina that I, for instance, my first year I was sexually harassed by someone who was a master's student, and funny enough, I met that person on the day of the graduation, the day the video came out. I was like, wow, this is full circle moment, because I felt like God was just speaking like to me that I should, because I was holding on to that experience so much. I'm like, if I should meet that guy again, because that guy took advantage of my naivety and my ignorance. Because you are level 100, people will be pushing you. You should be kissing a guy by now. You should be having a boyfriend by now. But deep within you, you don't have to. You don't want to. Okay, but I came to my senses in that moment, and then what? I realized that this is not me. Even though people are doing it, this is not me. So I just withdrew myself from that situation, and it worked out for me. But also, I believe that learning the language, one thing is that you can't do it solo. University of Ghana, in my speech, I was saying that can be a very lonely place. At the same time, you can also be in a family. It's all about you. Do you want to walk on this road alone, or you want to be with other people? So learning a language, you can't just be in your room and say, I'm learning Spanish and that's it. I'm learning French and that's it. But you need a family, because it's a language. They say that el idioma está en la lengua. Lengua is what? The tongue. The language is what? It's on the tongue. So you can't just keep your mouth shut and believe that you come out as someone who can write and someone who cannot speak, which is sadly some of the situation of most students in University of Ghana. That when they come out, they lack the confidence in speaking, because their confidence starts with your small group. That small group says you think you are shying away from. That's where it starts. If you build the confidence over there, it goes what? A long way to what help you, because one day you'll be meeting the ambassador, and then what are you going to say to him? What are you going to say? You'll be like, meanwhile, it's not like you can't speak. You don't know the language. You know it. The language is in your head.
And you're not confident.
Yes.
Thinking you won't get it right, and it's fine if you don't even get it right. That is how you are corrected, right? Yes. So you need to speak.
You need to make the mistake to get it right in the first place. We don't make the mistake and you harbor it. You make the mistake in your small friend zone and they correct you. And then one day you meet the ambassador for Spain and they are like, you speak the correct Spanish, and then you see you smiling now.
Yeah.
So imagine you keeping it inside, and then 4 years you never say the word me gustan el chico. They don't correct you at that point, and then you go and say at the big place.
Exactly.
You disgrace yourself.
It's wrong.
Me
It's a
gustan
wrong
el chico.
thing.
What is that? At that point the person will be like,
what are you saying? It's just like saying in English, I eat. No, it's just like saying I am ex banku this morning.
No.
How does it sound? It's very wrong.
It's very wrong.
That's how they would hear you when you say the wrong sentence. I am ex banku.
Yes.
Yeah. So you need to speak it. You need to speak it to make the errors, and then you would be corrected as you are learning it. Yeah.
If you don't read, you will never grab the language, because not everything will be taught in the classroom. It's just grammar. You get it? By you learning the vocabularies and things, it's all up to you.
Yeah.
You can get some lecturers that they'll tell you every day record 1 minute. I think Kusto was doing that. Record a 1 minute audio, which is very helpful. But he's not. If he's not there, doesn't mean that the Spanish is stopping. You also have to find other means and better your level in the language, and you'll be good. So use the resources available to you on social media platforms. It's not only joining Cardi B or those celebrities. No, TikTok is nice, but wouldn't it be nice if you join a Hispanic TikToker?
Exactly.
Yes. Instead of joining who, I don't know what people would.
I don't even know.
But I assume people
Yeah.
are following the English or the Americans. Do you get it? I see this young, there's my nephew. He's posting this rapper who died in the US. I was like, how did this 11-year-old boy know about excess temptation? I was like, how? Like, these children. Meanwhile, he wants to learn Spanish. He has tutorials with me, but he never posts maybe Messi or someone. I said, okay, maybe you're close. Every day, these Americans want it. So try and also merge the worlds and you'll be better.
Wow.
Yes. So I
Thank
think that would be
you.
all for me.
Yeah, you know, like she's saying, let me just sum up all that she had said. This whole thing about learning Spanish is all up to you. It's all up to you. From all that she had shared, she shared the part where when she went to Spain, you know, they had to go out to make that effort to go out to speak it, go to other settings and all that. And then also the fact that you have to read. Lecturers won't tell you, they won't have time to tell you to read and you come back.
Yeah.
No, you have to do it yourself. And the fact that, you know, social media is also there, the resources available. When you go on social media, follow people that are Spanish, natives of the Spanish language. If you're a footballer, follow Messi. I'm a Messi fan. Follow him. Some of his captions are in Spanish. You can read some of them. I think he even does translation when he posts and all that. Follow people, you know, who speak Spanish on social media, TikTok, all of these things. You can actually have fun with the language, even though sometimes it can be boring and difficult. There are so many ways you can have fun learning the language. And so I think that you should try as much as possible to make that deliberate effort to learn the language on your own. And it's a process. You won't get it in just a year. Okay, so take your time and don't be hard on yourself. Sometimes you are not getting it and you are frustrated. Don't be hard on yourself. Take your time, but don't also relax. Take your time. Make sure that when you are giving assignments, the daily challenges, and they are not so tiring, they are flexible. Just take your time, go through them, and make it work. It's easy. You can do it. And she's doing it. There's Emmanuel, I'm sure you had met him. Those of you who had been following our activities, you had met him, speak to some of you. He learns everything here in Ghana, and the guy can. I remember in level 300 when he's there in the class, and one of our lecturer brought, I think Sanchez brought him to the class with his, he's a medical student, but the guy was just speaking the Spanish, and I'm like, wow. So you can do it. It's not difficult, it's not easy if you make up your mind to. Yeah, so thank you so much. I believe that you have learned so much from this short video, and thank you so much,
Thank
Sabrina,
you for having me. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
for sharing these experiences. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sure people would have to pay to get some of the information you had shared with us, like a sort of consultancy thing. So it's free here for you guys.
I think I'm going to write a book someday and then write details.
Oh, of course.
And things that I did not share today. So keep on the lookout.
Yeah, so please stay tuned. Alright guys, so thank you once again. It's been Sabrina Tinkran, the valedictorian of University of Ghana 2021 cohorts of graduating students. Yes, and she has shared her beautiful journey in the Spanish language and as a valedictorian as well. I believe that you have gotten so much from this video to go home with. And yes, don't again forget to subscribe. She'll be coming more often to share other experiences with us. Yes, so if you have anything to share, please do well to share them in the comment section. Feel free to share this video anywhere, and I will catch you again in our next video. Thank you y muchísimas gracias por ver este video. Hasta luego.